The New England Patriots just made the right call. And my wife would tell me the right call with my mustache would be to shave it. But we press on. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the Daily Patriots content. Don't miss out. All you got to do is subscribe, notification bell, boom. Hit the like button, for goodness sakes, ladies and gentlemen. 10-2, Monday Night Football around the corner. What's there not to like? Deep fried a couple turkeys the past couple days. Had some venison chili that I made from the deer I got. All this fun stuff. And especially the best part, hanging out with family. Hanging out with friends. I love it. I hope you've had a great Thanksgiving weekend, and it's still not even over. There's still plenty of football to watch, so I hope you're enjoying. Now, the right call for the Patriots, a good move for the Patriots, was releasing Rashawn Baker on the practice squad, picking up Craig Reynolds. Now, again, I want to preface this because a lot of people, when I talked about Miles Battle being elevated to the 53-man roster, a lot of people were. I'm not saying the man's going to go out there and be the next Deion Sanders at cornerback. I'm not saying Craig Reynolds is coming out and taking Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson's job. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, it is a good depth move as we get deeper into the season. Again, a guy who is a veteran presence, who has experience in the NFL, plenty of experience, obviously being with the Lions, third fiddle to the two-headed monster in Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Before those guys, it was DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, and being that third fiddle. And he had ebbed and flowed when it came to carries, but he contributed a good amount on special teams. Now, it is a smart move because Baker, zero experience, coming out of college, undrafted free agent, green as can be. And so getting a guy like Craig Reynolds that you can stash away in your practice squad for the potential of a rainy day, or even elevating him and putting Terrell Jennings back down on the practice squad, I would not see that as a bad idea. Again, we go all the way back to Charles Woods. When Charles Woods was picked up, one of the biggest things that I talked about on this channel, and that I think a lot of people should have been talking more about, was not only does he add depth to the cornerback position, but as well, he can contribute on special teams, which is a net benefit, okay? Again, when a lot of these depth players, you don't want just you want someone that has the ability to contribute in multiple areas. Kyle Williams has been, we have seen him at times at wide receiver, and as of late, it's been a lot better. We can all agree. But he's now in the return game, which is great to see. And he has that ability, that breakout speed where he can pop one off. And I'm really hoping to see that. But that being said, Craig Reynolds gives us that, especially later on in the season as injuries, and hopefully we're kind of at that peak of that, and we're coming down back into the valley where we can get some things figured out. We can get some players healthy as we finish up this Monday Night Football game, roll into the bye week, and figure some things out. But Craig Reynolds is not a bad pick. I think it is the right call when you look at depth pieces, especially on the practice squad at the running back position where you want to be careful. And again, they've been doing this at every position. It's not always just about the starters in the 53-man roster. And who's to say Craig Reynolds, a spot available on the 53-man roster, he's not brought up? Who's to say he's not? And so again, I think this is the right call, dropping Baker, picking up Craig Reynolds. It's a smart move. It's a veteran move. He can contribute multiple places. And again, I don't know, even if he was brought up, how many carries you're going to get. I mean, technically, Terrell Jennings got a goal line carry the other day that unfortunately was stuffed. I was hoping he would score, but he has scored a touchdown already. His mom watches the show. You're not going to hear me say one bad thing about Terrell Jennings because, again, his mama's watching, and I want the best for him. I do, but I wouldn't be surprised if him and Craig Reynolds are vying for that third string spot. So we'll see. And I hope that maybe that spurs Terrell on a little bit. Who knows? We'll see. What says you? Comment below. What do you think the signing Craig Reynolds? Are you just like, You like the signing? You don't like the signing? You're like my wife. You don't like the mustache. You do like that. No, she doesn't like the mustache. So you're like, okay, Aaron, we're done with this joke. Either keep the mustache or shave the mustache. I'm just living life right now. I'm not in school. With Thanksgiving break, I'm living life, not shaving it. So anyways, Craig Reynolds, what are your thoughts? Comment below. Listen, it's a random Tuesday night, and there happens to be a football game on. Yeah, you could scroll by, or what you could do, watch the game, jump on DraftKings, and make a little bet. Make things interesting. You guys know I have teamed up with DraftKings, and I have a special offer for you. New customers bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Sign up using promo code STP. Again, guys, it's simple. Bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Sign up using promo code STP. It's not rocket science. It's pretty easy. And guess what? It makes things fun. So ladies and gentlemen, don't miss out. Look below, gambling problem, description. It'll help you out. Next up, we look at the injury report. And I would tell you this, before we even talk about the injury report, I think one of the biggest needs going into the draft, and you're like, Aaron, wow, this is 180. Again, ADHD is a crazy thing, ladies and gentlemen. But this is what I see when I look at the first person on this list. Harold Landry, though he has had some great moments, especially early on in the season, I think we could all agree that the pressure off the edge has not been what we have expected as of late. That being said, before we even jump into this, I truly believe one of our biggest needs is an edge rusher in this year's upcoming draft. I think that will be one of the biggest needs. Just because, as I've said, and I've pounded the table on this, you look at how dominant the Philadelphia Eagles were against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl last year. They had two great edge rushers and two great interior defensive linemen, one being Milton Williams. We got the interior defensive line. We need those elite edge rushers, or at least we need Harold Landry, Chase on, and again, they've had their moments this season, but I'm hoping now moving forward, maybe even into this Giants game after the bye week, a little rest, that they can really amp it up a little bit. But that being said, Harold Landry did not participate in practice. This would be Friday. Brendan Schooler, Tonga, Wilson, a couple of them. I don't think it's necessarily surprised. But again, we look at Brendan Schooler. We go back to the whole Craig Reynolds thing. Again, he can contribute on what? Special teams. So again, I would rather have Brendan Schooler out there because we all know he's an absolute DAWG dog. But you got someone like Craig Reynolds. Hopefully, if he's elevated, we'll see what happens. But Jared Wilson, that shouldn't be a surprise to us. Tavai, he's been dealing with the personal issues. And then you look at the full participants, which has been good because, Morgan Moses, the last thing you want is to lose your left tackle and your right tackle. Though I do, like Bryant out of Missouri, the guy that we drafted in the 7th round. But again, I'd rather have Morgan Moses. I'd rather have our first string. And so all of that being said, I think the biggest thing for this team when we look at injuries, not like anyone necessarily honing in particular, is the benefit of playing this game Monday night and then the nice break that the Patriots are going to have after that, and hopefully getting some of these guys back to I don't want to say like 100 all the way to the top of the 100% feeling good, because I know a lot of guys are like, listen, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. You've heard that. I've heard 100 coaches say that. And so it just give them some rest, a little recovery, some R&R, whatever the heck you want to call it. But I think we definitely do need Harold Landry. We need a rush presence on Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, he's something special, and I think that, again, I think whoever they hire as the new coach for the New York Giants, he's, similar to what happened to Mike Vrabel, not falling into the Patriots, into that job, but getting that opportunity. And then having Drake May there and everyone saying, listen, Drake, look at Drake May. Wow, it's a very appeasing job because of Drake May. And so I think that's going to be similar with the Giants. And, we want to put pressure on him. And Harold Landry's that guy that I think needs to step it up. It's good to see KC Chason. He's back as a full participant. But, the line, hopefully they're going to be able to get a good push. This is one of the worst rush defense, our defenses against the run in the league. But again, we've played some teams that haven't been great at defending the run, and we haven't done well against those teams. Again, you look at the Bengals, I thought we were going to just trounce them, and it didn't work out that well. So we will see. We will see. But comment below any injuries that really concern you. I know you might say, well, duh, Milton Williams, Will Campbell. Yeah, I understand. I understand. But again, they... Hopefully, we'll be back in the blink of an eye before we know it. But comment below. Tell me what you guys think. Craig Reynolds, my mustache, deep frying a turkey. I don't know. What's your favorite way to have a turkey? Comment below. Would love to hear from you. Enjoy football today. I'll put out a video tomorrow, Sunday, and then before you know it, it's going to be Monday, and we're going to be getting ready for a little dun 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 dun, bum 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 bum. All right, I'll stop. We'll talk later. Peace.